Adequate notice of this meeting being held the 7th day of December 2023 at 7:30 p.m. as provided in accordance with section 3D of chapter 231, the public laws of 1975, commonly known as the Sunshine Law. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic and one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
New York,
Here.
Nelson,
Here.
Steve,
Yeah.
Kevin,
Here.
Lindsay,
Here.
O'Brien,
Here.
Decker,
Here.
and Ms. Mooney is excused.
Very good. Before we start, I just want to recognize tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. So I'd like to wish everybody happy Hanukkah who's celebrating and recognizing the start of the holiday. And then if your birthday falls on a meeting night, we wish Mr. O'Brien a happy birthday. So it happens. Any birthdays, anniversaries on meeting nights, this is what we announce. So, best of health in the coming year. Thank you. So with that, can I have a motion open for public comment on the agenda only?
Make a motion to open a public comment on the agenda only.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any comments?
Make a motion to close.
Second. All in favor? The motion to adopt regular and executive session minutes of November 16th, 2023.
I make a motion to adopt regular and executive session minutes of November 16th, 2023.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2023.101, lien redemption for block 39, lot 14.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2023.101, the lien redemption.
All in favor?
Aye.
And a motion to adopt resolution 2023.102, updated salary resolution.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2023.102, salary resolution.
I'll second it. This is, before we take the vote and then make a roll call, so financial, it's changing our seasonal road personnel to $19 per hour. Roll call, please.
Keith,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yeah.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
New York.
Yes. And then, based on that, we are hiring 4 part-time seasonal employees, to help with DPW plowing. So I'm just gonna put these as a grouping of the resolution, resolution 2023.103, 104, 105, and 106. A motion to adopt.
I make a motion to adopt resolutions 2023.103, 4, 5, and 6.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt, bills, to pay all bills, the amount of $127,000, $127,248.17.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Keith,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
New York.
Yes. Thank you. Report, Ms. Lynn.
2 things to report. Brunswick Pike construction is essentially completed. The only thing that remains is installation of the guide rail, which is actually happening on Saturday.
On Saturday?
It's happening Saturday because of scheduling. It was either that or we had to wait several weeks for them to get on the schedule. They had to open it on Saturday.
I do have a question regarding that.
Yeah.
They were originally going to block in the entire driveway. The guardrail.
No.
Yeah, they were painting lines and we had to go out and tell them. Now they did move it.
Okay.
But they're still halfway blocking in my red car.
That wouldn't be. But it is gonna take some time for folks to get used to the new alignment at the intersection. It is narrower than what I understand. Folks are at least coming to a slower stop
Mhm.
and they get the block. I would be sure. Is that right? And then, for the MS4 stormwater permitting, the ordinances are on the agenda tonight. Once those are adopted, we'll be able to file the stormwater pollution prevention plan with DEP. And that is the milestone needed to get the remaining $50,000 from the initial $75,000 from the DEP grant. So that will satisfy that, and then that's filed electronically. We'll have that done probably tomorrow, once we have the date and everything ordered, and then we move forward into the next round of things in 2023.
Actually, it's probably for the administrator, and we'll find out, we're going to apply to, Highlands as well.
Yes.
Did we start the process?
We've started the process of putting together an application, and basically for the Highlands, they do have monies available for, for the MS4 program. Their monies are for, my understanding, for the soft costs, that get into the reports and so forth, and we can request payment for items that we've already done in 2023. So we pulled together those numbers, from our office. I can check, I'm not sure if they cover legal fees, but I can certainly see it, like if you have anything.
I'm not sure, but that was a question that I know has been coming up a couple of times, so I don't think there's a decision.
Yeah, basically what we need is, we need to pull together the numbers, to submit that, the application that we're actually putting together is not just for this year, it's also for anticipating for future years, or at least bookmarking, so that we might not get money for future years now, but they know that it's coming, so they just set aside.
Earmark,
Yes, yeah, so we've got that.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mhm.
Anything else? Any questions for Mr. Shank? Yeah. Report of public safety official, I spoke to, our trooper representative today, who will be here for the meeting on the 21st with updates. Under old business, just a reminder, the 2024 reorganization meeting will be held on Thursday, January 4th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. Here in this room, as well as Zoom meeting access will continue for 2024, and the information will be posted on the website. Tonight is the public hearing for the MS4 Tier A ordinances. The following ordinances were found to be not substantially inconsistent with the Township Master Plan as determined by the planning board at their meeting held on November 13th, 2023. So I will take all these in one group to open for public comment and then a vote. So if I can have a motion to open for public hearing on ordinance 482, 2023, 483, 2023, 484, 2023, 485, 2023, 486, 2023, 487, 2023, 488, 2023, 489, 2023, and 490, 2023.
I make a motion to open for public hearing for ordinances 482.2023 through ordinance 490.2023.
Do I have a second?
No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any comment? Bob?
Zero 24 Charlestown Road, just a question. I know no comment is really can be accepted because it is what it is, but as soon as they're adopted tonight, are they going on the website, the stormwater management under the ordinances link?
We can get them, I don't know about tonight, but we can get them on as soon, maybe by Monday, we'll. Probably soon, Monday the latest.
That's fine, I'm just saying that's gonna be the repository. So the other links are the 518 model ordinances that are on the front page, down at the bottom, that probably doesn't need to be here anymore, I assume.
The page is going to be completely revamped.
Okay.
And Suzanne, if you have any suggestions, just contact me and let me know.
Well, I'll bring it up in public hearing, the public comments, like you have other comments.
Sure.
Any other public comment on these agenda, on these ordinances? Then motion to close the public hearing,
Make a motion to close public hearing.
Second.
all in favor? Have a motion to adopt,
Make a motion to adopt ordinances 482.2023, 483.2023, 484.2023, 485.2023, 486.2023, 487.2023, 488.2023, 489.2023, and 490.2023.
Very good. Do I have a second?
I second everything she said.
And roll call vote, please.
Keith,
Yes.
Kenny,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Muir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Report of municipal zoning official is emailed, report of tax collector is emailed, report of animal control officer was emailed, planning board was emailed, report of Department of Public Works. Chief, if you want to share.
Jeffy's new to this, so he kind of only wrote a few things, but he put down leaf sucking, blowing roads off, getting equipment and trucks ready for snow plowing season, putting snow stakes out and equipment repair. But obviously, everybody knows they do so much more there, you know, because I stop in maybe every other day, so they're real busy and they're limited on the crew they have right now. So, they're doing real good, so.
They have some limited staff and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, they're keeping it under control, so Jeff calls me all the time, telling me what's going on and everything, so.
Very good. Report of senior citizens committee is also emailed. Brings us to the report of township attorney.
Just to update everybody and members of the public, we've been working diligently with Hunterdon Land Trust on the preservation of culverts property. It's a phenomenal piece, but we ran into a little bit of a hurdle. Because in order to access the property, you have to traverse an active rail line. And Norfolk Southern doesn't allow public crossings of their private rail lines. There's an old dirt path back there, if anybody's familiar with the property. It borders 78 on the Bloomsbury side of town. Luckily, we think we found a workaround. There's also a preserved property that the township is a co-owner of. Known as the auto, some smart engineer like Tom Decker realized that we wanted to get an easement onto Turkey Hill, even though it's really not going to be use or approved. So we think that with those two properties adjacent, we're not going to run afoul with prohibiting full public access to the open space. So we're working on the contract. We've been working on the contract for some time. The outer pockets for the township are only the soft costs for the surveying and title work and the closing. So it shouldn't be significant, and we would hope to have a closing in Q1, Q2 of 2024 for that preservation.
That's a good solution. Any questions?
We own the oil bonds, or we own percentage?
We own 20% of that auto
So we don't have
property.
to merge the title, right, have access for it, so we don't have to worry about it.
Right, yeah.
Great. That's a great result. Good planning.
Somebody,
Predated us.
yeah. There's actually two easements that were built in, one that just touches Turkey Hill.
Right, that's right, look at
I do the Turkey Hill, but-
look at that, just me.
Yeah, exactly, 16-foot line.
That's a good.
Anything else?
That's all.
Report of personnel technical support coordinator, Ms. Nelson.
Real quick, we mentioned this last meeting with the reviews of the township staff have begun. And the technical support side, we're gonna start reviewing that contract too. There's probably some improvements that we can make there.
Which contract?
The tech contract, the
Okay.
tech support.
Report of roads coordinator, Mr. Keith, anything else there?
The only thing I forgot to say is actually, I was talking to Jeff, and he actually said both Don and dump trucks actually sold.
Yeah,
So, and I didn't ask about the copy, I think that's just, it's gone, right?
I don't know if it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, we only had it on for 50 bucks, so that's
We
scrap.
went down to like 10.
So I drove down the park, the grader's gone,
Yeah,
and, the ambulance is gone.
start truck is gone.
Right, so basically that's it for now until Jeff will follow up with something else on, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Most of the equipment's pretty new at this point, so it'll be a while.
yeah, no, we did good. That's all I got.
Excellent. Yeah, I want to thank, Carl, and Ms. Mooney, but, Mr. Ross, really did an excellent job working on that, and I know Steve, you, for helping out, they did a great job and, getting that up there on, gov deals and managing the auctions. I report joint professional service coordinator, it's myself and Mr. Kenny, we had our annual court meeting this week, relatively uneventful, I mean, really good report, we're kind of continuing on, we, in 2024, we'll be looking to renew, contracts or negotiate contracts with Lebanon Borough and Gardner. Other than that, we have the new magnetometer is working well, and, no other reports for the court at this time. Their updates.
Everything seems to be working well, and well on the way to the next year's contract with them, so.
The only thing I'll put out, so I put it out a couple times, we are still looking for a violations clerk, so I've shared it on our mayor's page and community page, if there are any residents who would like to, interview for that position, training would be provided, so it's, up to 25 hours a week, up to $20 an hour. So it's a great opportunity if you want to work in the middle of the day, and start kind of on the fourth administrator's path, if you will. So it's I think it's a pretty good opportunity, and I'm still open if anybody's interested. And the application or the information is on our website to apply. Report Violence Council Coordinator, is next.
I don't really have an update, but I do have a question for, imagine it would be Mr. O'Brien. So the $75,000 we got for the Bleak Farms, in the event that that doesn't happen, they're also looking to restore the bridge back there. Is there, maybe this is a question for Highlands, I don't know, but is there any way like a grant money can be transferred to another project?
I'm not sure, but the impediment for the bridge is the permit. So Mr. Decker, I think you priced it out at some point.
A while ago,
Yeah.
you'd have to dust it off. But yeah, I think it's permitting that you have to do DEP and well,
It's very expensive.
Yeah, I heard it's very expensive, that's why I wasn't
We
sure if I
can-
could
we can
transfer
look-
this money.
If you have that documentation, I'll take a look if we can transfer that.
Okay.
But it's not the repair costs, there's the impediment.
So I wonder if we could approach DEP, because we have quite a few people that are committed to doing this now, and I've shared before. It does qualify for New Jersey Historic Trust Grant, which is a 70-30, although it's a 70-30 match, so 30% would come from the township. Up to a certain dollar amount, I would have to look again, I think anything over 175,000, then is a capital 2 project, which then becomes a 50-50 match, but still 50-50 is a whole lot better than what we're looking at now. I've written these grants before successfully, so I'd be happy to write it, but I'm gonna need to have a reasonable understanding what the DEP fees are gonna be, and maybe we can ask for some consideration of the DEP. We start that process now, the grant would be due in probably beginning or mid-April typically, and we've had some individuals raise funds, Brett Booster, plus we've had some residents individually reach out and donate, so I think there is a possibility. I think the mason work is probably the least challenging.
Oh, yeah.
it is that, unfortunately, DEP is, their fees and they don't pay them for, any municipality.
I remember after Sandy, there were in Milford, municipality had the same.
The other thing with DEP is typically, you have, it's 120 or 90 days that they have to review it. And usually on the 89th day, you get a correspondence asking for a 30-day extension. Happens all the time. So just to give you kind of a.
No, and then the thing with the trust grant is, they give you usually 2 years with a year extension, so. Maybe they're used to working with DEP, to give you 3 years to complete the project, but I think there's some consideration into it if it's held up by another state agency, so it's okay. It's worth pursuing.
We looked into it.
I think the transfer probably would be Highlands, because we had that in the past.
Okay.
When we were creating early on Highlands, there were modules we had to put together to comply with the initial Highlands designation, and there were certain parts that some were waived for us, but the money was allocated, and we were able to shift. We had to ask Which I think our planner had a request of us to be transferred.
Yeah, I approached her about it, so just let me know what you need from me if we don't end up needing that money, I just. They were very generous, so I would like to take advantage of it
Yeah.
in some way.
Smart,
Okay.
thank you. Report of governing body members, Mr. Kenny?
No, I just, follow up that we have a report from the Township Senior Report. I went to the meeting on Monday, and it was well attended after a little bit of a lull in summer, but it was very well attended. It brought to 52 members,
Wow.
which is, amazingly good. We had over 30, I think it was 33, 35 members who were present at this meeting. And a couple of things that I'd like to, it's available to people who are 55 years and older. So, that's what goes on. And there are activities we're trying to do to make it good for the seniors as well as learning. Back in October, we had some people come in and talk about wills and estates and things like that. It was really good for that. What we are looking for is some volunteers who are at that age who would like to come in and help run the program. I just want to give a shout out. I know I hope to hear it, but it should be said every once in a while. We have volunteers, Sandra Bailey and Kristen Boyle, who do a lot of stuff, and they need help. And so if anybody's out there who can help, who wants to join, 55. So yeah, it's like 6 years. It's a lot younger than, and 55 and over. If you come and help, that'd be great. Another shout out that Joni Lawyer has acted as the events coordinator, and she's going to have to step down because she's got some issues going on. So Bob Kusa's going to take over for a while in the interim, for somebody to do that. But Joni's the person who helped to get people to come. And I'll give you an example. On Monday, we had a woman she found from Belvedere, I think it was, who came and sang 45 minutes worth of Christmas songs, and it was great. But also coordinated with food and lunch and stuff. It's actually a lot of fun. And so if anybody who wants to come, please do it. If anybody who'd like to come and help, even more so, Sandra and Christy could really need help.
No, thank you for that update. I know Sandra has worked very hard, and Joni has put together some great programs. Who participated in the IT program also.
Right. And I give a shout out here, so, had people come and talk to the seniors and provide input. So those are the kind of things that are very well.
Yeah. Very good, thank you. Bill Lindsay?
Not too much, couple things, Steve. I'm not sure if you want to reach out to Jeff or not about Sunday night and then Monday, they're calling for heavy rains and high winds, possibly outages and everything else. Couldn't do anything with the debris coming in.
We were talking about weather a little bit today, so.
Yeah, put out something and saying, right out 30 to 40 mile an hour winds, 2 to 3 inches of rain, talking about. I reached out to, I don't know. So I guess we have a speed limit sign now on Ludlow Station Road.
It's
Not working.
Oh, it's not supposed to be.
Okay.
It is a speed sensor.
So it's just
Sensor. It is reporting
Okay.
speeds.
I wasn't sure. I drove by it today and I haven't noticed.
It's reporting speeds. I didn't bring it up before, but it's reporting speeds for the speed study. There's 2 other locations on Ludlow that'll get moved to.
And then I noticed too, maybe missing a while, I haven't been up that way, but at the bottom of Ludlow Station, got a nice big sign that said, steep hill, Robert Joe Rister, that's gone. On the top hills, everyone at the bottom hill is gone. That was taken down a little porch too, like I said. Yeah. And then, I'm attending a class right now for the public assistance. Next time we have, the scare storm and the light or whatever else, FEMA had this class come out. The OEM coordinators is very little. And, Paul, I guess I'll reach out to you as well, for some of the things we're talking about is on the EM grants through FEMA. They want us to start uploading, taking pictures of all the building homes, the schools and all that, put those systems into the system, taking pictures of intersections in the town, road signs, all these different things. In case anything goes this spring, you want a pre-setup and a post-setup, as well as any, as we explained before, the mutual aid agreements we have with the first responders, one of the things, they want those sort of things on there. So I'm not sure where we're at in that paperwork in there, but probably next year, start getting that stuff put in, so it's scan it up. All right, and then, I guess I have one thing for, I'm gonna say litigation for, exactly.
We also have one thing for litigation. I'm sure it's not the same, so maybe it is, I don't know. Okay, nothing really is going on, but I do have the annual report, or not the annual, but the monthly report from the group home. I hope all is well with you. All the treatment home on Line Road. We are currently serving 4 youths. These are the same youths that were serving last month. 3 youths are continue to do well with the program, while 1 is struggling. As I'm sure you're aware, there have been incidents where the police were called in response to her leaving the home without permission. Our treatment team has determined that she would benefit with higher level of care in the program with a different focus than what we can provide. Our clinical director is working closely with the state to locate an appropriate program with the plan to relocate the youth. I hope this information is helpful to you, and of course, feel free to reach out to me if there's any need. Thank you again, Mike Hager.
Do you have a timeline for when that might happen?
I believe it's been a couple of times, and he does not go into timeline, but he knows that I hear through grapevine and certain things, so he's more aware to tell me things that might not be that important, so that's why he said, I'm sure you're aware. But, yeah, this is the same one they've been having trouble with. And like he said, he's absolutely probably going to do something.
Okay.
You know, they're not there to, how do I say, they're there to help these people, and if they can't provide the proper care, then they just look other places that can do the proper care at a higher level.
There's
So,
a certain level that they can.
yeah, exactly. So if they can't do anything at that home, they reach out and find other places.
Okay.
So,
Very good, thank you. Awesome.
Yes, so the master plan, the first draft of the, revisions are out. We'll be beginning discussions on Monday night. I've started reading through it myself. I have some questions. And also, there have been some complaints on some animals throughout the township, so we're making it a priority to take a look at that ordinance. See if we can tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, revise.
Yes,
The one that we have to know what it is on?
yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Thank you. The report Township Administrator, Ms. Mooney was excused, but submitted a written report. She worked on renegotiating the garbage disposal contract. It was a $10 increase for the next term per month. And then, as some of you had seen when you walked in, our vestibule has been repainted, and the floor was deemed substandard by our insurance company, so we're replacing the floor as well. And there'll be some additional trim added, so that should be done in the next 2 weeks. The DPW, our waste oil furnace will be replaced. We worked on that contract that lasted 16 years. Also, the lifespan is about 10 to 12, so we did a pretty good job maintaining that. And we still generate enough oil, plus it is there for residents to drop oil if they need. So it's a great way to recycle that and then also save cost. And the recalled AED pad and replaced defibrillator is back in the courtroom. I'd ask questions, but I couldn't answer them. Other than what's in the report. Report of mayor, just my first one, I just want to recognize Melissa Bayer-Makowitz and her Heart of Bethlehem team, for those who came out on Saturday to the Heart of Bethlehem Christmas celebration at Heritage Park. It was absolutely packed. I got there a little later from some of their events, and the lot was full. Kids were running around, fabulous time. Really well done, well organized, well executed. So it's the 3rd year for that event, and then within it is the 9th year of our tree lighting, which was started by a Girl Scout troop, and it's now been turned over to our Cub Scout pack and Boy Scout troop to do the introductions and manage. And it was fitting because this year we always try to honor somebody to light the tree. And this year's recipient, and I'll recognize Mr. Spencer for the suggestion, was Tom Hodgley. So his son had created that 9/11 memorial as an Eagle Scout project, so it was a great year to transition and have the Scouts, the Boy Scouts present, and Tom was recognized. I wanted to thank Tom for his 13 years of taking care of the park and garden, and he will continue to do that. Continuing along the holiday celebrations, our next meeting is December 21st, where we will be convening here in this room at 6:30 with some light refreshments and drink. And at 7 o'clock, presenting awards to our volunteers of the year, so they'll be announced at that meeting at 7 o'clock. And then we'll have our official meeting, of course, at 7:30, so that is an open meeting, everybody's welcome to come join and celebrate with us and celebrate those volunteers. And all they've done over the past year, many more years to earn those awards. And then the last piece was that Ms. Mooney and I had a meeting with Sustainable New Jersey. So we have our bronze plaque there, I think it's from 2013, I think it was the first or second year that I was mayor, and we haven't certified since. So it is quite a hurdle, but I think that some of the things we've already done, some of the OEM activities actually help qualify, some of the other things that we're already doing in stormwater help hurdle down a little bit, and I think it would be a wonderful compliment to our environmental commission to get them reinvigorated. So Mr. Reyes and I are meeting Monday night before the planning board to talk about some ideas for the environmental commission. But if anybody would like to be part of the green team or environmental commission and help out with Sustainable Jersey efforts, we would most definitely welcome that. So I'd say please reach out to me and I will put you together, or reach out to Mr. Reyes if you're connected with him, and we will get you connected. Ms. Nelson will be working on that.
Yes.
That you're passionate about.
I did it, I certified him, yeah, at the bronze level. Yeah, from what I understand, there's money associated with that too. I don't know.
There is some funding available for certain projects, and so we did discuss that. So it could range from, we were talking about EV charging stations, of course, are pretty popular, but also with the stormwater permits. One of the things we were talking about is if we have to do the street sweeping, Bethlehem may be the lead municipality to own the equipment, and there's a grant to purchase the street sweeper to meet those guidelines, especially if we choose an electric one. But there are funds if it's a clean burn diesel. So, we'll charge the stations throughout town just for the street sweeper. But there is funding based on what we apply for. Like I said, I was surprised actually there's quite a bit that I think we already earned points for. And there's actually 2 points that we've already, we qualify for through some of the planning board actions like the tree ordinance. But there's some OEM and storm preparedness things as well that could help out.
I mean, you've already got the rain garden, the rain barrels down with the park, you've already got the butterfly garden.
During that meeting, we did a quick.
Got the anti-idling out here.
Yeah, so that was there. So I think it's 150 points to be bronze certified, and we came up with about 70 points just on the phone call without really digging in, but we went over on a lot of the energy programs is where the funding comes in. And so we may revisit, we had, for those who've been around long enough, and Mr. Spencer and Kenny are probably the only ones that we were talking about a solar field behind this building to help power this building. So we may revisit that program as well, which would actually put us in silver territory if we did that. We're also looking at our HVAC system, because I think that was replaced last time, probably about 13 to 15 years ago, under a similar program. So there's a lot of benefits, pretty excited about it. It is a lot of work, so putting out the call for volunteers who would be excited to join us on that. And then I have, one of them may be in duplicate, so I'll say 2 litigation for exec session. With that kind of a motion to enter or open for public comment.
You make a motion open for public comment?
I will second it.
All in favor?
Right.
Public comment.
Did you want to report 24 Charles? I have a couple of questions. When you mentioned the draft master plan, you mean the draft of the review of master plan, correct? Not the draft of the revised master plan, correct? It's the draft of the review.
Draft and review.
And is there any,
Discussions will be brought in, yeah.
so is there any way that the environmental commission, as an example, can get what on the table now?
I know Jose Reyes will have a
He will.
copy as the liaison
Yes.
when it's gone out. No, or, well, I got a copy of it. I don't know if the electronic copy went out. I haven't checked my email.
I think
It's going out tomorrow.
yeah, it's probably going out tomorrow. Mr. Reyes should have a copy of it, and then once the planning board discusses it, we do plan on putting it up on the website.
Okay. And then, regarding the stormwater pollution prevention plan, I thought last meeting, they authorized you to send it to the DEP. So why are you saying now that you're gonna send it?
Because when part of the SPPP is to note when ordinances are adopted.
Mhm.
And at the time, I think, I'm not sure where we stood with all the ordinances and so forth.
We introduced them,
They were introduced, so what,
And, yeah, we get paused.
the original plan was to submit the SPPP and put a notation in there that the ordinances had not been adopted yet. Okay, but now that they're being adopted, now that they've been adopted, we can change that language in the SPP, so it's not no longer just the bookmark in there, we actually have the, you know, ordinance numbers, the dates that they were adopted and so forth, we can put that in.
Okay, that makes sense. So, I have requested that it go on the website and I didn't find it.
Well, I didn't want to until it was finalized. It was
Okay.
just a draft that we had.
Right, it was the draft, so now,
Well, it was kind of confusing because the Township Committee did authorize it to go to the DEP, so you wouldn't think that they would authorize a draft. So
Right.
it's
So-
got a little bit not
the
clear.
draft did not have the specific ordinance
So,
information. as far as
so
adoption.
whenever these ordinances go on one page, the other page wherever the link is, will be the stormwater
Yeah.
prevention plan.
I have to look at the page.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of the resources and then the stormwater management, a whole button underneath and then a repository and he put like a Google Doc, a Google Drive. And he has it organized by different categories. I don't remember what the categories are, but
Yeah.
But, you
he
know,
does have one folder for the ordinances, I know.
I'll discuss with Mr. Dees, but basically, or Mr. Spencer gets the documents to him, and then we trust Mr. Dees to, from his experience, both locally and his technical experience to get it all
Yeah, no, he's doing a pretty good job. I'll make my complaints because that's what I do. And a few others for the website is make sure that the chair of the environmental commission is corrected. And if Jose Reyes is not the official chair, you can put acting. Because Eric's moving out of town, so he definitely should not.
I saw that.
Yeah.
done. Yeah, the newsletter, actually, I didn't put that in my, but the newsletter's out, and it's correct in the newsletter. We didn't actually specify, we didn't specify a chair, because,
You didn't
we
specify, right?
We'll get the website up.
Okay, and then, just this recommendation for, the tree ordinance, he made it so at least it doesn't say under construction, but now it really doesn't say anything, so I recommend that the tree ordinance link has a link to the actual ordinance and the fees, because I know you changed the fees, so I think it would be a very helpful thing if you have it on the web page, that it's very easy to get to the actual ordinance and the fees.
I haven't looked, is the ordinance actually in the, if you go to the eco?
Code, I think it is. I thought I remember seeing it.
It might be under new law.
I took it down. I got ahead of myself, put everything up, put a lot of stuff up. And then realized that, you know, in subsequent planning board meetings that we had gotten ahead of ourselves and that we put things up on the website too fast. So I took that stuff down. But if it's settled and we know what the fee schedule is,
Right.
we'll get it up there. And, you know, we'll do it in a format that's easy for people to understand, because I understand that it can be a little bit complicated for folks to understand some of these ordinances that we're moving ahead with.
Well, you can just, I recommend your description of it is fine. You just link to the E code and then have a link or whatever to the fees. That would be pretty I think that would be clear enough. Because I think once you try summarizing it, then you're repeating a code, and then if the ordinance changes, then you have to change your website. So if anyone has a question about it, they can go to the zoning officer. I don't think you need to reword what you've already written there. Yeah, I don't think you need to go into more details per se. 'Cause I think it just be a lot of work and complicated. That's my opinion, but.
I agree.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Judy, I did some research on that grant, and I talked to Judy Thornton's boss, and he said that's only good for 5 years, that grant. So I just want to bring that, because last meeting you said it was good forever, I thought, and so I asked that. The other question I have is, the new dump truck, we get a new dump truck, is it new Kenworth or something we're getting in?
Yes.
When will that be here?
Carl actually said any day now.
I said they're working, I said, no, they're working on the bed, so we have to give the final approval to the bed construction.
And the other question is, to the full board here, and I want you to think about this. Brunswick Avenue was done over, right, with a PC 138, which is like a 32,000 class machine, okay? We bought a Kubota, the class weight is only like 6,000, 12,000 pounds, 6 tons. I feel that we should sell the Kubota or trade it in, get mowers or something for the park, because with the hours you have on that machine, you have 193 hours on that machine 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. So if you do the math at 21 months, you're only getting like 8 hours a month on that machine for $80,000 to set in that shed. I really feel that we should trade it in or sell it out, because we're not doing road work, which that machine is, would have took the taxpayers twice as long, you know, to pay for that, for Carl doing that work there. You had a guy come in there with a right size machine and do the job. I feel that we should sell that machine. That's all I'm saying about it. All right, thank you.
Other public comment?
Andrew Laffey, 3 Farrow Lane. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to provide a quick update regarding my vehicle that was stolen. The sentencing was today. Unfortunately, the defendant's attorney was able to plead it down from 3rd-degree grand theft felony, which is, I believe, $35,000 to $70,000, to unlawful taking, which is a little disappointing because it was stolen. It was in our town. And I'm sure that if any one of our residents had that happen to them, they would anticipate that the law would be held to the highest extent. Instead of being awarded restitution for any of the damages and costs incurred as a result of the theft, the statute for unlawful taking only requires the criminal to pay $250, which is my deductible. So after easily $6,000 worth of non-vehicle related expenses related to the theft of my truck, I'm only being compensated $250 out of that. So I would just like to warn the public to please safeguard your items. There are people around, Mr. Lindsay's pointed out, go on Zillow, look that we live in a nice area, drive decent vehicles, and unfortunately target this area in a way that's unbecoming of a citizen. So I just want to make sure that it's public to everyone so that this issue that criminals are not being held accountable is a problem.
I think the bail reform, there's a lot at the state level that maybe we can help advocate for. Nothing that we can affect change, directly on, but I think we can try to advocate as an organization, as a committee, and maybe get some other municipalities involved.
Just so you're aware, I spoke at extent with the assistant prosecutor for Hunterdon County. The case was moved to Middlesex County.
Where's the case go to? Yeah.
Because of other charges that were consolidated. I'm not familiar with exactly what those charges entailed, other than my own personal charges that were pressed for theft, not for unlawful taking. I was not contacted asking if I was willing to drop the charges down or any of that nature, which is a little concerning. This is not my first rodeo in dealing with having something stolen. So in the past, I was asked, are you willing to drop the charges? Yes, sir.
Just a quick question. The charge, did you sign the complaint? The officer signed the complaint?
Mr. Muir, did you help me with the
Yeah,
police report?
I think the officer signed the complaint. I think
That makes
was
sense.
in the report.
I'll just say, because usually the officers that complain, well, this, the prosecutor, the officers, and speaking of my own, I don't even get called in the court half my time.
Right.
I get told afterwards, we knocked everything down. he didn't even call me, and I had other stuff to testify, so.
The problem I think also is that, there's such a lack of judges
Well, that's, yeah.
at the Hunterdon County at least level, that these cases are getting ramrodded through. And the councils are trying to get everything through as quickly as they can to get the backlog out. So essentially, they're dropping the charges so that way they can plead to something, so it takes up less of the court's time. Which doesn't help us, it helps the criminal. And unfortunately, good people have bad things happen to them, and I will not have a truck replaced. The loan was paid off. I was awarded $32,000 for a 2-year-old vehicle. The loan was 36,000 and change. Luckily, USAA has new car replacement, so it covered what essentially would be gap. And after that, everything was out of my pocket, minus, to my knowledge, haven't been updated as to what the sentencing outcome was for today. And they did ask me for some additional documents, so maybe that's ongoing, but it won't be much more than $1,000. So with that said, I think your suggestion to go to the state and ask them to please review some of these statutes and how they are affecting the people of New Jersey in a negative way, law-abiding citizens, would be very beneficial to all of them. So thank you for that. And then I've been away for a couple of weeks, so Mr. Lindsay, I apologize. I thought your Facebook posts were for an outage that was planned,
Yeah, no.
and it wasn't. Evidently, that happened unexpectedly.
That's my question, who's asking her?
I just wanted to clarify. I thought it was one of your nice heads ups. Hey, the power is going to go out for.
There might be more going on this Sunday with the storm coming up, so I'm gonna put that.
Sure. And then the last question, just because last meeting I got here, once you got into executive session, what was the final amount that was awarded for the case with Mr. Maderos? The settlement amount, so that
$65,000.
65,000. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any second round? Anybody online have a question? Motion to close public comment?
Make a motion to close public comment.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to enter executive session to discuss 4 litigation items. There will be no action taken, so we won't be returning to public session.
Actually, on your report, you didn't answer any questions on my report. So, real quick, the money that we have for the, we have it under festivities. Where does that come from? It's out of the budget?
Yeah, the celebration of public.
There you go, that one.
Yeah.
Is there any way, because I don't want to ask more money for, is what I'm getting at. You're saying this, Heart of Christmas is getting real popular, party on and everything like that. I'm busy as hell with fireworks stuff and tree lightings.
Yeah.
Is that something we could ever think about doing? You know, you're saying it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're gonna have a second show for the year, but
So when we discuss the budget 2024, we can discuss putting more money into the celebration.
right,
Or I would suggest discussing maybe with Recreation Booster and see what their budget.
yeah,
maybe.
fundraisers, because
Yeah.
you say it's getting bigger and bigger.
It is. It's just this, I would say the lot was as crowded, at least as crowded, if not more than the community day.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm busy as hell right now. There's a lot of towns all over New Jersey.
Yeah,
doing tree lightings.
Yeah. I think
That's
so.
that's a great idea, because when part of it was done before the tree lighting, a lot of the kids that were there, they started to leave.
Yeah,
They would stay after a tree lighting.
They have all these communities, they're only saying.
And you do the great show. Yeah, and you do the fireworks, a good tree, and then like the fireworks right after.
We can pull something off without making, you know, more dead.
Now I know that you make shapes. Can you do tree shapes for us?
I can do anything, anything.
We could, we'll put it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, just let that,
Thank you. So we'll finish our, I think we're the first and second. No.
Motion to adjourn, we need that.
I'll do the executive
Go
section.
to exec, yeah, we need that.
It was,
Make a motion to go into public, excuse me, executive session, no action will be taken.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
all right.
Thank you for those who came out in person and joined us